Welcome to the Best Things Podcast. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to follow us on all the socials at Best Things Pod as well. Now, here are your hosts, Craig and Aaron.
Hello, Internet. Welcome into the Best Things Podcast. My name is Craig. Sitting next to me is Aaron. How are we doing?
Peachy keen.
Growing up, I'm probably not the only one, but I always thought it was Peachy King.
Same. Yeah.
Peachy King.
I did too.
But, you're doing so well. You had Princess Peach, so Peachy King just made sense.
I was listening to a recent episode of the Office Ladies podcast, going through different episodes of the Office, and they were talking about the episode where Michael Scott gets lost walking around the city. And at one point, they were both laughing because they didn't realize what he had said at the time until they went back and watched it. But he talked about how getting lost that day was actually a blessing in disguise.
Really?
But he said he looked up and it was a blessing in the skies, and that's what he thought the phrase was, blessing in the skies.
That's good.
I could see where somebody, that's a blessing in the skies.
Yeah, it makes sense. Oh my goodness. Well, welcome to the show, everybody. We got a good show for you today. Listen, we don't do this very often, but if this is your first time watching or listening to the show, welcome. We're glad you're here. We are just two average guys. Some would say maybe above average.
Yeah.
Depending on the category. Some would say below average. We just talk about stuff, rando things. Every episode is an adventure. It's a different thing. And at the end of the episode, we bracket it out. It's March Madness is almost upon us. And
tis.
We don't just bracket. Everybody's going to be bracketing stuff this month and next month.
There's a lot of people on the internet that kind of steal our ideas.
Yeah, we do this all year long. So 24/7, 365. Okay, that's not true, but we bracket everything. And so you'll hear that at the end of the show also. We're also listening to your feedback. So we got lots of stuff to get into. Today's episode, though, it's almost a part 2 of an episode we did last year.
Yeah.
Because we did just food
mascots in general.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We talked about the Jolly Green Giant and cereal mascots and stuff like that.
They're great.
And we had said then that there were too many fast food mascots to also lump in with that. So we made it its own episode.
Yeah.
And
we said we would circle back, and we have circled.
We have circled.
There was a few zigs and zags along the way.
Yes.
But the long-awaited...
We are here. Here at last.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into it. There's several. Some you know of. Some you may not know of. Some we may remind you about. Because I know as I was looking, there was some that I had forgotten about.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Completely had forgotten about.
Are they even good then if we've forgotten about them?
That's a great debate.
Because this is the best.
That's true. I would argue that they
mascot.
They are good, but I don't know if they're the best if they can't stand the test of time.
Are they even important? Are fast food mascots, just mascots in general, do they actually do the job that these brands want them to do?
They did. I think when they originated, a lot of these came about in the 70s, 60s, 70s,
sure.
80s.
Like people didn't know things back then.
Yeah. There was no internet.
No.
There was no, you relied.
TV was still fairly,
You relied on those commercials. You relied on the branding.
Do you need a mascot to remind you that McDonald's exists today?
No. And I think that's why you don't see them very much anymore. I mean, a lot of these on this list are not part of the branding and the marketing package and the PR anymore.
And I think we had this conversation earlier this week or something, but about the Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah.
Is it still worth it to these companies? Why are they spending so much money on commercials, especially the ones who release them 8 hours, 12 hours in advance the day before?
Dumbest thing to me in the world.
Like, if you're going to do that, just do it. And why spend millions of dollars?
Yeah. I don't get it.
Because you're going to get all the social media buzz anyway.
Yeah.
But the question I was going to get to was, did I ask you when the last time a commercial sent you to buy a certain product?
I think you did.
Yeah, I feel like I did too.
I don't remember if we were talked about it on the air or not. So
No.
if you're listening and this is repetitive, deal with it.
Forgetful.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't remember. I mean, I'm trying to think back to what was unless it's a new fast food item that I didn't know about. It's the commercial itself. The commercial is not doing it for me. It's just letting me know there's something there.
Right. So, what was the Breaking Bad commercial?
Popcorners.
Popcorners. So I had a friend that told me that commercial sent him to buy those.
Really?
I would say the last thing that I can think of was when I saw an ad for Taco Bell's Crispy Melt Taco.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, I want to go try one of those.
But is that the commercial enticing you, or is it just an announcement? I mean, had you seen it on social media first and just a graphic that said this is back, wouldn't that have done just the same thing?
It might have.
Like, I think about the McRib. I don't need a commercial with really creative writing and stuff like that to tell me the McRib is back. Just tell me the McRib is back and I'll go get one.
So could one of these companies run a commercial and instead of having a mascot or actors or whatever, could they just put a blank screen on the side on the commercial and just say the McRib is back?
That would do it. I really do believe that would do it. I mean, number one, something like the McRib, as ubiquitous as that everybody knows about, you don't have to try too hard with that.
No.
I mean, people know what the McRib is. They know what it looks like. Most people know what it tastes like. You're not trying to get new people to discover the McRib.
But with like the Taco Bell Crispy Melt Taco, one of the selling points to me, I think in the commercial, it mentioned that it was a fresh, crispy fried shell. I don't know that in just a social media ad that I would have seen that. And then you've got all the ooey gooey cheese.
Maybe not.
I feel like,
but that there's no mascot involved though. And I think going back to our original point, I think the age of mascots is dead, if not dying. And honestly, we could take this a step further and do like other commercial mascots, because there's a lot of insurance companies that have mascots that we could talk about too.
Yes.
So this may be a trilogy.
Yeah.
But I feel like I see those mascots and characters more than I do these fast food ones.
Mascots. Yeah. And how much of it is something that we've talked about off air, and that is that we don't watch a lot of commercials anymore.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Sporting events is like the one time that we see commercials.
And boy, they let you have them, don't they? I saw a post the other day that says people are trying to shorten all these sporting events. They're going too long. A college football game shouldn't be over 4 hours. College baseball game shouldn't be that long. Basketball shouldn't be 2.5 hours. And then they gave stats on how often they take commercial breaks. It's like first down, commercial, coin flip, commercial, touchdown, commercial. Like, it is a little over the top on how many commercials.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Okay. We got mascots to talk about. And so let's dive into it right now.
Before we can figure out the best thing, we have to talk about all the things. It's time for The Thing About the Things.
Okie dokie. We are talking all things mascots. There's lots of them out there. This was technically your pick, Mr. Brooks. Would you like to start? Or would you like to defer?
I will defer to the second half.
Okay, well, I'm going to get the big ones out of the way then.
Okay.
Or a big restaurant out of the way.
Okay.
Because there is a suite of mascots that one McDonald's corporation has.
I had a feeling that's what you were going to say.
Yeah. A lot of mascots, but...
Do you have a rundown of their mascots?
I do. I've got it right here. By my count, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, You want me? I'll just run down them. We can banter and talk. We want to save the head coach, the captain of the team for last, or want to get him out of the way?
No. Lead into him.
Okay. Real quick, I just got to mention, this is one I didn't have a lot of stuff on, but I remember as a kid, the Fry Guys. Do you remember the Fry Guys?
I don't remember the Fry Guys.
I think it's on that picture you're looking at. I think it's those little pom-pom looking things.
On skates?
Yeah. I could be wrong, though, but I saw an honorable mention on one of my lists that says Fry Guys, and that's what I thought of because I remembered those as well. Although there's other... There's
people... They're calling it the Extended MCDCU.
That's funny. I do remember the girl there, but I didn't have her on my list. Yeah. So there are more than just these 5 that I have then.
And this... You have the pirate guy?
I do not remember the pirate.
I don't remember the pirate either.
I don't remember. The other 4 that I have that I have content on that I remember from my childhood is Mayor McCheese. Is he on there on that list?
I did not see him.
Okay, we have conflicting lists, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news.
Unless is it back here?
That he may have, yeah. And I think that dude right there, the real life person,
okay,
that he may have had some part to play in that. He may have been the original one or the replacement at some point. Mayor McCheese, I remember Mayor McCheese being in the play place as a kid.
Yes.
So you saw, you could ride all those different things. And I remember that face in the play place. Man, so many of these things. If you're listening to this, listen, I don't do that hardcore video editing, so I don't have the time or the want to put the graphics up here and show you on the video.
You just need to Google them.
But you need to go just while you're listening to this, or if you're watching it, open up another tab and just Google retro old school McDonald's mascots, McDonald Land, all that kind of stuff. It's man, it'll send you down a trip down memory lane.
I don't know that I remembered his name was Mayor McCheese.
Yeah. He had if you're having a hard time remembering if you're driving or something, it is basically a humanoid body, but the head is this giant, looks like styrofoam or plastic. It's a single cheeseburger with 2 eyes, a nose, a hat. The mouth is the patty with cheese coming out. It's kind of terrifying. I'm not gonna lie.
Is it just me, or does this one's a double?
Oh, well, that's the police officer.
Oh, that is, yeah. Okay.
I don't know what the police officer's name was.
Is it just me, or do both of them? They look terrified or sad.
Yeah, they definitely look. This is obviously something from the 70s where people were on a trip of some kind. Like somebody had a dream when they were coming. They're working on the McDonald's PR for the next year, and Mayor McCheese definitely came to them in a dream.
He appeared from 1971 to 2008.
2008?
According to McDonald's own website.
I didn't realize he went that long. Wow.
And then there was Officer Big Mac.
Okay.
From 1970 to 2008.
Man.
Captain Crook, 1970 to 2008. Apparently 2008 is when
that's
all
when they
of these
retired them.
Retired.
Wow.
Well, some of them. Some of them kicked the old fry bucket a little early.
The next one I want to talk about, probably aside from Ronald McDonald, the most famous one.
Yeah.
Grimace.
No.
No? You don't think?
Mm-mm. No, sir.
You think it's the Hamburglar?
It's the Hamburglar.
He was my favorite, but I think Grimace may be more popular. I think more people know of Grimace.
What is it? It's a purple blob.
It is a purple blob. He was introduced as an evil Grimace with 2 sets of arms. So this must be when they brought back the adult Happy Meals. This must be a nod back to those, because he had 2 sets of arms, who was always trying to steal milkshakes away from kids. However, because the marketing team wised up, I guess, a little bit, apparently he turned into a lovable character who really just loved milkshakes, which makes more sense. I just feel like Grimace, just because he is so unique, I feel like he might be more recognizable.
No.
You don't think so?
No. He's an indescript blob, a nondescript blob, like the Stanford cardinal tree is what he reminds me of. A purple Stanford cardinal tree.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
This guy.
Okay, let's talk about the Hamburglar then.
Yeah,
he was definitely my favorite. I had I'm guessing it came in a Happy Meal. I had a rubber toy figurine of him growing up. He first appeared in 1971. Underwent several redesigns over the years, and like Grimace, he was originally kind of evil, naughty, and turned into a nice person. Gave up his life of crime. This article says he gave up his life of crime and is now a family man. We know nothing about his family, but he's a family man apparently.
He appeared in a commercial with Cedric the Entertainer, and the very last commercial to feature the Hamburglar, he was on camera with Venus and Serena Williams.
Really?
Yeah.
What year was that? Does it say?
It does not say.
Probably 2008.
But it says in the 2000s, McDonald's experimented with the possibility of animating the characters to improve ratings. The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald.
I would not be surprised even a little bit if they brought all these characters back.
Could they have a streaming show on the Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald?
Interesting. Probably not, but a lot of these characters still, show up on, well, maybe not anymore, but they got relegated. They were prime time, like they were just the mascots for the company, and then they slowly got relegated like kids menus. The adults didn't matter anymore. They went to kids menus, Happy Meals, toys, and marketing for that. So it wouldn't surprise me to see them maybe bringing them back in some capacity for kids, but I don't see them ever becoming the face of the company again, being on on TV commercials and stuff like that.
It says there was an inner conflict at McDonald's as to whether they would continue using these characters or if they would elevate the I'm Lovin' It campaign. And obviously,
we know which one.
I'm Lovin' It.
Which, by the way, wasn't that jingle made by Justin Timberlake? I feel like I remember that at some point, that Justin Timberlake wrote that jingle.
I don't know. This does not include that.
Which, did not take a lot of brain power to come up with ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-da-da-da. Okay, let's talk about the Big Mac.
Yeah, the king of it.
Ronald McDonald. Okay, fact of the podcast.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for this. You randomly yelled this out.
I did. When we were doing our research, I yelled this out. Do you know? First off, you may be looking at it right now. I can already know. When it was created? When the man himself came to be?
I'm assuming it is on this. I have not actually read that yet.
Okay.
But I'm going to say he predates the rest of the McDonald's crew.
Okay.
So if those were 1970, I'm going to say 1965.
You are 2 years off. 1963.
Oh, okay.
2 years earlier. Created by Willard Scott.
Wait.
Entertainer and weatherman.
What?
For WRC TV, Washington, D.C.
Hang on.
Yes. According to this,
he was first portrayed by Willard Scott, who also played Bozo the Clown and various other actors over the year.
Idea. This is brand new information to me, and to me, so far, fact of the podcast. Willard Scott. Rest in peace.
He was the
died,
first.
Didn't he?
Yeah, September 4th, 2021.
Smucker's Jelly, 100-year-old. He did that on the Today Show for a long time.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He was the he everybody who turned 100 and submitted their information, he did it on the Today Show for years. Smucker's Jelly. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Willard Scott.
No, that is
Incredible
incredible podcast.
Yeah. First appearance was a walk-around character in 1963, Chicago's World Fair, and is credited by some as the world's first costumed mascot. So, really interesting. I mean, you talk about an iconic character who we've talked about on the show before. Like, McDonald's has essentially discontinued him from marketing, retired him, because people find clowns creepy now.
I do not understand that. Why? Clowns are supposed to be fun, and they're like something kids are supposed to like. So
They're
why
supposed
are
to be,
clowns
but
like this freaky thing now?
I don't know. I don't know when the clown hate really first started. I don't know if it was because of it and Pennywise. I don't know if that really started it. But clowns have just become this creepy thing, and I think it's just because of the whole, horror movies like to do a good job of taking something that looks wholesome and making it creepy.
We need to take it back. I mean, clowns are cool.
Are they though?
They are. I always enjoyed clowns when I was a kid. I've never once been terrified of a clown.
Really?
Yeah. I always thought Ronald McDonald was awesome, and I still think he's awesome.
I don't know that I would call him awesome. I've never been afraid of clowns, but I never got the appeal of clowns either. But then again, I'm a robot inside, so it's kind of hard for me to
clowns are just
feel
fun.
emotion.
They've got to be somewhat of a take off of mimes.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like a mime over
He does absolutely look like a mime.
Clowns are cool. Okay, let's take back clowns.
We're going to make some merch with Aaron's face and 2 thumbs up, like, take back clowns.
Like, did you watch Bozo?
I did.
Bozo was cool.
Yeah. Arkansas
Gary
connection there.
Yeah.
It originated in Arkansas.
I'm pretty sure he did.
We can do a best of clowns episode.
I think we should.
All right, who else we got? We got anything else with McDonald's, or we move on from McDonald's?
I have nothing else to say about them, except it's I would say the Hamburglar and good old Ron.
Yeah.
Top the list there.
I would put the Hamburglar above Ronald. I know you'll disagree. Who else you got?
I want to talk about Arby's oven mitt.
Yes. This is one I forgot about.
Okay. This was in the early 2000s, and he only lasted 2 years.
Yeah, he is very popular and loved, if only after 2 years we still kind of remember him. And now, granted, I said I forgot him, but when I saw him, I immediately remember I like that guy.
I just want to play you one of his commercials.
Okay.
Because I think this one it's going to be loud, though, so you may want to pull it. Yeah.
I love the smell of this new sandwich.
Oven mitt, how is it you can smell when you don't have a nose?
What do you mean I don't have a... What? Where did it go? Oh!
Wait for it. There's this weird silence.
There's weird silence.
I don't know if they just took out.
Nice nose, Oven mitt.
Thanks.
But how do the glasses stay on if you don't have any ears?
What? I don't have any... Whoa, I don't have any!
I liked Arby's oven mitt.
Yeah.
He was funny.
He was funny.
The problem was they introduced him in 2003, I believe. In 2005, they killed him.
Literally?
Yeah, like stomp it on this oven mitt. So their goal was they wanted to show themselves as being better than just your traditional fast food. And sometimes I wonder if all this market research actually pays off or not. But the market research said you need to convince people that you're making food homemade and all this kind of stuff. And so the oven mitt represents that you're roasting fresh beef in the kitchen, and it's going to entice people to come in and eat that. Now, I don't know if there's any truth to using this oven mitt is going to cost. I've never once watched that and thought that.
No, it was just entertaining.
Executives somewhere get paid a lot of money to convince companies of things like this.
Here's the thing with Arby's. I always thought that logo was a cowboy hat. I always thought the Arby's logo was a cowboy hat.
10-gallon hat.
Yes.
Right.
Like, that's what I always thought of. I never once thought of it as an oven mitt. I thought it was a cowboy hat.
And it is.
It is. So, I mean, what's the...
The oven mitt was just this kitchen utensil that's going to say, oh, this is something you use in the kitchen when you're putting lots of love and effort into making a roast beef.
This is, I worked in marketing. We've both worked in marketing for a long time, and I can picture it. If you close your eyes and just let your imagination go there, you can see exactly how this marketing pitch went for them.
Yeah.
This was a marketing agency going over the top to try to explain some deep connection. And the product was really good. Like, he was witty and funny, but
the subliminal message that they were going for, I don't think is actually what hit.
yeah, just completely over. Like, and that probably ended up being the demise. They probably realized, okay, this isn't doing what we wanted it to do. Well, you pitched the wrong thing.
Right.
You should have just made it a lovable character that people could connect with and go from there. I mean, at the end of the day, all these fast food places are fast food places. There's no need to over... And then especially if you're going to use a mascot, like, this is not fine dining. This is not, it's fast food. Like, let's have fun with it. Bring fun back in fast food.
Yes. And they hired Tom Arnold as the voice of Oven Mitt.
Oh, okay.
You remember Tom Arnold?
Yeah.
Roseanne Barr's
Yeah.
ex-husband. Yep. And he did a sports show for a while.
Yeah.
But in 2004, they launched this plan to raise national awareness of Oven Mitt. And so they started selling oven mitts for $1.99 and encouraged people to take funny and amusing vacation-style photos with their oven mitt.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, this was in 2004. So,
Man, they just missed the social media
they
train.
weren't going to be... Where were they going to put these photos?
That's a great-
like, if you take this
that's a great
photo
point.
with this oven mitt, you're going to be like the commercial,
Also-
where the girl has the she's actually putting photos on her wall.
Yeah, because this is before iPhone. Like, you got to get a camera out.
There's no... Yeah. You literally had to do that. You had to
Oh my
take this picture.
gosh.
It was not an easy
That
thing.
is an intentional ad campaign. Go
Now-
get your Kodak.
If it was 2012...
Yeah.
And they're like,
I think it
"Do
would have
this."
worked. Yeah.
They could have hit social media with those
Oh,
photos.
absolutely. Yeah.
Maybe Oven Mitt's still around. But so they finally discontinued it, and they went with the tagline of "I'm thinking Arby's." You remember that one?
I don't even remember that one.
I remember that one.
I just remember we have the meats.
Then now it's "We Have the Meats."
Ving Rhames, yeah.
Yeah.
But which is a good ad campaign.
It is, but there's no mascot. This
No,
kind of
there's no
goes
mascot.
back to
Yeah.
"We Have the Meats," or even the "I'm thinking Arby's" or "I'm loving it."
Yeah.
Subway Eat Fresh.
Yep.
There's no mascots involved in any of these
You're
anymore.
trying to create something that becomes an earworm in your head, something you can remember and jingle to. But the mascot, yeah, it's dying. Or it's already dead.
Right.
I mean, I'm looking at this list, and there's only a couple of these that I think are
relevant.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That are still being used today. One of them that is being used is the Chick-fil-A cows.
Yes.
Okay, those are actually still being used in marketing as well. And I think they do a great job with their marketing. Because, again, you see them on football games.
Yes.
And even basketball games and stuff like that. They just have the cow that pops up and smashes.
Smack something on the TV, hold up a sign.
So if you're unfamiliar, Chick-fil-A has these cows because the cows usually wear like the sandwich boards. They're holding up a poster that says "Eat more chicken." Basically, don't eat us. We are
are
feelings.
protesting.
Yes, they're protesting. We have feelings. Don't eat us. Eat more chicken instead. And it's poorly spelled because they're cows.
They're cows.
That was smart marketing on their part.
Yeah.
But did you know in their commercials there are multiple real life trained cows that they used? Their names were Freedom, Molly, Freckles, and Cat.
What did they do with them?
They were the cows they used in the commercials.
I don't remember live cows. Yeah, I do remember live cows being in there.
Live cows.
I forgot about that.
Those are the ones that did, and then they modeled the rest of their CGIs and stuff like that on those cows.
Because I'm looking at a baseball stadium there. Some baseball stadium I've been to, Chick-fil-A sponsors the foul poles, FOWL. And they've got big signs on the foul poles.
Can I tell who that is?
I want to say I've seen it. I don't remember if it's the Rangers or
it looks like the Braves.
Okay.
There may be other places that have it.
I'm
but
sure that
he's
they
wearing
do.
a Braves hat.
I mean, I would
And
think
Chick-fil-A.
I would think Chick-fil-A
Yeah.
is sponsoring a lot of Brave stuff.
Yeah.
They've got to.
Chick-fil-A has a whole thing, a concession stand, I guess, a restaurant at Mercedes-Benz Superdome in Atlanta, but they are not open for Falcons games on Sundays.
No, they're not.
Which is just bizarre to me that they'll
as a company, they have remained committed to their.
And they would make bank in that place on a Sunday.
I mean, as a company, they're already one of the most.
One of the most profitable.
I mean, they're right up there with McDonald's.
Yeah,
or ahead of McDonald's in some years.
A fifth of the stores.
Yeah.
and are making way more money
on 6 days compared to 7.
Right. But do you have? Go ahead. Sorry.
The thing that I like about Chick-fil-A is they have done a wonderful job with their mascot because they have their Customer Appreciation Day or whatever they call it.
Dress like a cow day.
You dress like a cow.
That's where I was going next. Yeah.
And so they've got us dressing as their mascot.
They have done, and it seems like we always dote on Chick-fil-A, but Chick-fil-A just does things well.
Yeah.
And this is one of the things, they're incorporating us into their marketing strategy. And so it's just like the oven mitt thing.
They're getting people to post pictures online.
Exactly.
I mean, they nailed what Arby's was trying to do.
Arby's, bring it back.
Exactly.
Bring it back, man.
We need to go to Arby's and pitch this.
Absolutely. Hey, Arby's, we know we're going to tag you in this TikTok
Slide
right
into
now.
our DMs.
Yeah. Bring back the oven mitt. Make it a social media campaign. We will be your faces for it. We volunteer as tribute. We will wear the oven mitt on the entire episode.
I've been told I look like roast beef.
Just sponsor us, Arby's. Come on. Yeah, so Chick-fil-A, great job. The cows, I mean, ubiquitous. You see them everywhere. You instantly know. They're definitely going to be a contender, I think, in the bracket. Who else you got?
Can we hit a few of the pizza mascots?
Absolutely.
Just kind of quickly.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite pizza mascot?
I don't know a lot of the pizza mascots. I see the one on your screen, and that's probably the most famous, I would think.
Yeah, Little Caesar.
Yeah. Pizza.
Pizza. And I feel like looking at their since 1971, they've only had 3 iterations.
1971 was a year for mascots.
Everybody, like the 70s hit, and everybody's like, what should we do? How do we like mascots?
Yeah.
I don't know. Was there a convention somewhere? Was there one guy who was promoting to restaurant individuals and be like, let me give you the 5 secrets to building a chain restaurant. Number 1, mascot.
Mascot. You got to have a mascot.
So 59 to 71, they had no mascot in their logo.
Right.
But then 71 to present, it's pretty much unchanged.
Yeah.
They just kind of rearranged things.
Yeah.
But you have Caesar.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
an actual person.
yeah, like historical, right? This is not, but his little charming pizza.
Yeah,
I like Little Caesar.
I do too. And you have said, I think on this very podcast, that Little Caesars is underrated.
I think Little Caesars does get a lot of hate because of their what used to be. I don't know what the price is now.
Yeah,
I think it's gone up.
I think it's like $7.50 hot and ready now.
Yeah, at $5, it was like, okay, if I needed to feed a bunch of kids,
$5 was a great deal for youth groups and parties.
$7.50. Now I'm like, I might get a better pizza somewhere else for an extra $1 or so.
Maybe, but those prices are going up also.
They are, yeah, across the board. But they're stuff that is not hot and ready, like made to order. You call.
Who calls anymore?
You order on the app. I don't know the last time I called Little Caesars to order something. But you get something made fresh to order. It's a significantly better pizza, and I mean it's arguably one of the better pizzas among the national
Little
chains.
Caesars is when that hot and ready is in fact hot.
Yeah, when you get a good one,
oh man, it is really good.
It is.
They've got great ingredients.
I like their cheese.
They do have good cheese. When you get a really good one, a hot one, it reminds me of the Ninja Turtle pizza.
Yes.
Like when you get a good one, it reminds me of that.
You betcha.
But yeah, I mean the pizza, they don't have to try too hard with that mascot. Just pop him up at the end of the episode. I'm sure back in the day, I don't remember, but I'm sure he was a little bit more interactive in some commercials and animated. But I always just remember him popping up at the end. He'll lift that spear up and the pizza kind of falls back down and
pizza.
That's all she wrote. What about Domino's with the Noid?
I saw this on some lists.
Yeah.
And it was taking me a while to try to remember the Noid.
So the Noid came back or started in the year I was born. Tells you how long ago it was. 1986. So 37 years ago. And he was part of their, Domino's. I just listened to a Business Wars episode or series about Domino's versus Pizza Hut. Domino's was struggling. They were falling behind. They were trying to find their place. And they came out with a, we'll deliver it in 30 minutes or less campaign. And so they guaranteed, we will deliver your pizza in 30 minutes or less, or it's free. And so they came out with this mascot called the Noid, that was basically, it was kind of like trying to distract or prevent Domino's from getting there in 30 minutes. So it was just, if you're having a hard time remembering what he looks like, it's a very humanoid type person, character wearing like a red leotard skin suit with just his mouth exposed, long weird ears, very like hyperactive and over the top. They've kind of started to bring him back in different capacities over the last year or so. I remember seeing a commercial with him last year.
Yeah, this says he came back in 2016.
Oh, really? That early?
I don't remember seeing him.
I just remembered him last year. He was part of some game. They made a game out of it or did something on their app as well. So,
okay. Do you remember Pizza Head for Pizza Hut?
I do not.
I don't either. It was kind of freaky looking. Did you see it?
Oh my God.
Where did it go?
That's freaky also. Audio medium, but go look up the Pizza Hut
Pizza Head.
The Pizza Head show on YouTube.
This was on from 93 to 97.
Okay, wait. The Pizza Head actually may look a little bit familiar. Does his mouth move at some point? The 90s were okay, the 90s were really, I don't remember the cutter, but I do remember the Pizza Head a little bit. It was really creepy. It was really weird, if I remember right. But pizza places really don't have a lot of mascot. I guess would you call it Papa John a mascot?
No, I like Shaq is their mascot.
Yeah.
I don't feel like pizza needs a mascot to make you want to eat pizza.
Yeah.
It's good enough.
Everybody loves pizza.
But we had another one. I think you have.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, one Mr. Charles E. Cheese.
Just when I'm thinking through things, like if you're going to pitch somebody an idea of, let me give you a mascot. Let's have a rat represent your food chain. What?
That's a great point.
Really?
Do you know what the E in Chuck E. Cheese stands for?
Chuck E. Is it an actual word?
It is a word.
Is it a name?
Well, I mean, it's a word.
It's a word.
I'm not pulling a Ulysses S. Grant like you did on me last week.
But it's not like somebody's actual name. It's not a proper name.
No.
Okay. Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck every cheese?
The E stands for entertainment.
Yes.
Chuck Entertainment Cheese. The character was created by Nolan Bushnell, who was also, this is probably the second fact of the podcast.
Okay. All right.
Nolan Bushnell was also the founder of Atari. Created the character for Chuck E. Cheese.
Whoa.
I know. All this crossover. The first restaurant opened in 1977, was called Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza Time Theater, but is now just Chuck E. Cheese. And they went through a rebranding process, several years ago and modernized the mouse and all that kind of stuff. I think they did away with the animatronic band too.
Yeah.
If I remember right.
This is a chain that has struggled.
Yeah.
You ever watch the Company Man videos on YouTube?
Yeah,
it's
the
rise and fall and rise again. Chuck E. Cheese has had a lot of turmoil and issues.
Did you go to Chuck E. Cheese as a kid?
Once or twice.
Yeah.
I sent you a picture a couple of weeks ago, a month or so ago, of a restaurant review here in the state where somebody went to Chuck E. Cheese. Do you remember the wings that I sent you?
Yes.
This couple went they went to take their kids to Chuck E. Cheese and they decided to eat dinner there. They ordered 12 wings, 14 wings, 16 wings, something like that. A salad and 2 drinks. I wish that I
wonder if I can
maybe
keep
you can
talking.
find
Let me
it.
see if I can find it.
The cost to go eat at Chuck E. Cheese just absolutely blew me away that anybody would spend this much money to go eat at this restaurant. And for what they didn't even order pizza.
Their pizza's not good. Like, the food there is not good.
It was over $60, I want to say, that these people had spent There it is.
Yeah. Went to Chuck E. Cheese on Tuesday night, got the large wings, 15, with bone in, $38.99
For 15 wings.
for 15 wings. Salad bar for 2 was $21.98 plus drink cups because they were out of water cups.
Now that's insult to injury. Like, you wanted water.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, well, we're out of water cups, so you have to pay for drinks.
I'm going to be honest, you probably don't want the water at Chuck E. Cheese.
Probably not.
There's a reason.
Okay,
But
so
the picture they give here also, these wings are not like just big, great looking wings. Like they're wimpy little, you warmed them up from frozen looking wings on this platter, on the pizza platter. So it looks even less food. It is just unbelievable.
So their total was,
I don't see their total here.
well, we know 39 and 22.
I mean, you're talking, yeah.
Plus drinks.
You're talking, it's
They
probably
spent
at
over
least
$60.
Yeah, at least $65
All
for
They-
15 wings and a couple salads.
Yeah, and they say, all I can say is the kids enjoyed the games. You know what I would have done? I'd have been like, kids, we're going to the steakhouse tonight.
I would just I guess do you have to order food to play there?
I didn't think that you did.
I
But
don't-
I mean,
I
I
don't
haven't been to
remember.
a Chuck E.
I haven't
Cheese
either.
in decades.
Yeah.
But if that's what it costs to go to Chuck E. Cheese, guess who ain't going to Chuck E. Cheese?
Exactly right. Our kids will never go to Chuck E. Cheese.
Like, y'all getting a Totino's pizza, and
Yeah.
then we'll go play some games in the yard.
Exactly. We'll go to Dave and Buster's. We'll eat some good food.
Yes.
We'll go to Draft House Theater or something. Go watch a movie and eat some good food.
That makes me miss a place called Playtime Pizza.
Playtime Pizza was great.
And they had a wonderful mascot, Pizza.
Yeah. Pizza.
Yeah. He was
Was it Professor Pizza? That rings a bell, but I don't know if that was
yeah.
true or not.
But it was a significantly better version
Oh.
of Chuck E. Cheese.
Absolutely. We
The
used to
pizza
take our
was
Yeah, I mean, those kinds of pizza places are not. Again, it's not going to be gourmet food, and it doesn't need to be priced like it, according to like Chuck E. Cheese is trying to be.
But for what it was decent pizza.
Yeah,
and you had a lot of fun.
You're there for the entertainment. They had go-karts. I don't know if that was a national chain or if it was just in Little Rock.
No, they had a few chains.
Did they?
But they had indoor go-karts. They had laser tag. They had
lots of arcade
mini
games.
Golf.
Yeah, they had bumper
bowling.
cars.
Yes, rock climbing wall.
Yeah, they had everything. It was
great.
awesome. It was awesome there. Was that all the pizza?
That's all the pizza ones that I had.
Okay. Who else you got? You got one, or you want me to hit one?
Yes. Let's talk about the Colonel.
Yes. Okay.
Colonel Sanders.
Harlan Sanders.
You have a year that he was written down?
I do not.
Okay.
Not written down.
Well, dang it.
Let me see if I can find it here.
I was going to pull that up. Here we go. I've got it.
Okay. His story is amazing, by the way.
Yes, because he's real.
Yes, he is real.
This isn't somebody pitching a rat to represent the company. 1890 is when Colonel Harlan David Sanders was born outside of Henryville, Indiana. And he decided to open a service station and include a restaurant that served fried chicken and biscuits.
Yeah. Apparently, they were his road for a long time that his gas station was on was like the only road to a place. And eventually they started, they built bypasses and stuff that went around him. And so his chicken, though, became so good that people would take his road because of the chicken.
Yes. So in 1935, Kentucky, they have this thing where the governor can bestow this honorary title of colonel on somebody. And so he was dubbed Colonel Sanders then.
Yeah. He would go around, once he realized he had something with his 11 herbs and spices, he would go around to different restaurants selling his recipe and the cooker. The cooker was the big part of it. So his pressure cooker, the pressure cookers were not really a thing for chicken like that at that point. So he would go around and he kind of custom made some pressure cookers, and that's how he was able to get the thing going. And he kind of hurt himself with his business model because, he didn't really, he franchised, but he had zero rights to the business. And so he was just selling off the recipe and the pressure cookers and letting them call it Kentucky Fried Chicken. And so eventually he he really got bought out from the few restaurants he had and became a figurehead at one point.
Yeah. Age 73, he sold the corporation to a group of Kentucky businessmen for $2 million and remained the face of the company.
There's a couple of crazy stories about he got in like a gunfight because the other gas station when that was down the road was trying to steal his business, put up some kind of billboard or something like that. So he went out there with a shotgun and shot a guy.
So you don't want to cross Colonel Sanders.
You do not. Apparently there was also something after he became like this figurehead, when they were there was some big convention or something that they were introducing something. He apparently made some rant from stage saying how much he did not like the direction the company was going.
Okay, so we've talked about, do mascots really work or not? So in 2010, KFC conducted a survey, and it showed that 6 in 10 Americans from ages 18 to 25 could not identify that as Colonel Sanders.
Really?
They didn't know his name.
Wow, that's really surprising to me.
It is to me. I feel like you had to be living under a rock to not know that that is Colonel Sanders.
But is it because we grew up in the 90s, and we knew all this?
Well, I don't know, because in 2010, we would have been in this age bracket.
I guess that's true.
Right? Yeah, we would have been in that age bracket. We're millennials.
That's so weird.
Okay, so 5 in 10 of these people didn't believe he was a real person. So
I can see that.
They started saying we need to do a brand makeover to make, and they made Colonel Sanders famous again.
They did. They really did. I don't know if this is where you're going or not, but they did the commercials with a different person each time.
Yes.
That was genius. Like from a marketing perspective, that was pure gold.
They announced Norm Macdonald was going to lead off as Colonel Sanders, and you never knew who was going to show up as Colonel Sanders. Knew. Let's see, who else did you have? You had Jim Gaffigan.
Yes. Oh man, I forgot about him.
He was Colonel Sanders.
I want to say Paul Rudd was one, but I could be wrong. It feels like something he would do. It was a great ad campaign.
He starred in a new comic book from DC called The Crisis of Infinite Colonels. I feel Rob Riggle was a colonel.
Yeah, he was a good colonel.
Pete Campbell from Mad Men. And let's see. And Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe, wow. I mean, look, Entertainment Weekly has every person who's played Colonel Sanders in a KFC ad. 18 celebs and spices.
They should have done 11.
Colonel Harlan Sanders was the first one. Daryl Hammond.
Yes.
He did a good job. You mentioned Norm Macdonald, Jim Gaffigan, George Hamilton.
Forgot about him.
He was the extra crispy colonel.
Extra crispy colonel.
Forgot about that. Dolph Ziggler.
Don't know him.
Rob Riggle. Vincent. Okay, I don't know who that is. Billy Zane. Rob Lowe. Ray Liotta.
I forgot that.
Christopher Boyer. Reba McEntire.
Yes.
I forgot about her doing it too. They got some ladies involved. Jason Alexander. I don't remember his colonel.
Whoa. I don't.
He kind of fits.
He does. Make Jason Alexander the permanent colonel.
Sean Astin. I do remember that because they did a tribute to Rudy there.
Yeah.
I don't even know who that is. Harper something. RoboCop. They had a Robo Colonel. Craig Fleming. He kind of looks like him. Mario Lopez. I do remember that one.
Yes.
He looked like a daytime soap opera colonel.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So I think out of Chick-fil-A, they're one of the ones who are doing mascots that are still relevant today. Yeah. I think KFC.
But has KFC done this in a while? Are they still doing it?
Well, I
haven't seen a commercial for them in a long time.
I think they are still doing it.
Are they?
I think. I'm not positive. Again, I don't watch them either. But I think they at least made Colonel Sanders relevant.
I agree with that. Yeah, absolutely.
I think people should know who Colonel Sanders is. And it would make you want to go eat at KFC.
Yeah.
Now, once you went to KFC and ate there,
you would be greatly disappointed.
Overpromise, underdeliver is absolutely what they did.
Yeah, their commercials do a great job of making the chicken look good, and you get intrigued by this 11 herbs and spices. But man, The chicken is not great.
I think since Colonel Sanders himself passed away, that just the whole thing has gone down.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
We're gonna have to speed up a little bit. Speaking of other real mascots, let's talk about Wendy Thomas from Wendy's.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Talk about it.
You sounded like you had a beef. Where's the beef? Wendy Thomas is another real person. The company was named after one of Dave Thomas's 5 daughters, I think. And Wendy was the one that kind of sounded the best. Speaking of a connection there, did you know Dave Thomas worked at KFC?
Yes. I remember reading that.
And so he started thinking about opening his own fast food chain, and so he did.
Okay. Wendy underwent a makeover.
Really?
Recently, right?
I don't know.
She doesn't look the same as, well, yeah. She don't look like that no more.
Oh, that's true. You're right. That is an old one.
Okay. I do have a beef with the new Wendy.
Really?
Let me pull it up.
It's like a tighter pigtail, right? Like it's squintier eyes, if I remember. Yeah, okay.
Just Wendy's in general, I think, has gotten worse. But it bugs me because every time I look at this, all I can see is mom.
Yeah, once that got pointed out.
Did you seen that before?
Yeah.
I told Erica about
the
this
collar
the other day,
on Wendy.
and she was like, "Mom," and it took her. I mean, she stared at it for 10 minutes. And I was like, "You don't see mom anywhere?" And she's like, "Oh,
yeah." They also, I think we all remember if you're our age, if you're in your 30s, chances are you remember going to Wendy's when the inside was yellow,
and then it was red.
You remember the salad and chili bar or the baked potato bar?
They had a whole super bar.
Yeah. Very nostalgic.
That Wendy's was good. It was better than this Wendy's.
You think?
This one, yes.
I never have Wendy's I'll get it for breakfast, but not for. I can't tell you the last time I actually had a burger or something from there. Now I used to love a Baconator though. When they first came out with those Baconators, man, those were good.
I think that it's arguable that it's the best burger.
The Baconator?
The Baconator.
I know we talked about it in our burger episode.
But yellow Wendy's was better than red Wendy's, for sure. I liked it when they had the sunroom, the glass room. You go into Wendy's now, it's kind of like McDonald's and a lot of other places are getting. They're just too cold and sterile feeling.
Yeah,
like
a lot of fast food is, for
like
sure.
You're waiting in a surgery, post-op room or something. I don't know. It's just, it's not inviting.
The warmth from a lot of these fast food places. Because you look at them all, KFC, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Arby's. Go down the list and look at pictures from the 90s and look at them from today. And there's part of me that likes the modern aesthetic, but like it doesn't have the nostalgia. I mean, it's not supposed to have nostalgia. It'll have nostalgia for a generation 20 years from now, but
will it?
Maybe not. But it definitely is not as inviting as the new ones. What else we got?
Very quickly, I want to just throw in the Chihuahua from Taco Bell.
Yes.
That's one that they got rid of, and I always liked the Chihuahua. I would vote to bring the Chihuahua back.
I 100% agree. I absolutely think they should. Do you know the actual name of the dog?
I do not.
The name of the dog was Gidget.
Oh,
Gidget. First commercial was in 1997. Started more than 50 commercials before her death in July of 2009.
Oh.
So, obviously, I was about to say she didn't do the voice. But yeah, you just remember the craziness of the commercial. Then yo quiero I can't do it, man. That was gonna be a great movie. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Let's see what else. Real quickly, I just want to mention Happy Star.
Who?
Carl's Jr. The star.
Yeah,
with the little wink.
Mascot?
I guess you could. It's got a face, right? It's got a little wink. What else we got here? What else do I have on my list? We haven't talked about the King yet. You want to talk about the King?
I think we save him for our last one to talk about.
Okay.
If there's anything. Oh.
The King and Jack?
Yeah.
Okay, we got those two left. The only other one that I had on my list to mention was Siren from Starbucks. I know you care nothing about it.
This is not a mascot.
It is a. I mean, it's
No.
It's on the logo. It's their mascot. To the day we die, me and Aaron will always debate about Starbucks. It's okay. He's a coffee hater. Okay, you have some others you want to run through before we get into the.
Those are my final two.
Do we want to label these two?
Our worst.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean, it kind of makes sense, right?
I think it does.
Okay, here we go.
Welcome to the best things.
These aren't the best things. These are the worst things.
Let's get scratching.
Okay, arguably two of the worst, although I don't know that it's arguably two of the worst.
No, it's just they are.
The creepiest, worst mascots. But you got to give them some points for being iconic because everybody knows what they look like.
I think, yeah, I think so.
But does that do the company a service or not for being so recognizable? Which one you want to start with?
Let's start with Jack.
Okay. He might be the worst for me. I think he edges out the king just a little bit.
When you talk about a clown being creepy, this is that. This is the creepy factor, okay?
Just a face that does not move.
This one looks like
Which is
something
both
that's
of
going...
these.
There is a human person inside of this just wearing this on their head. Like, if this was a serial killer, if this was on Criminal Minds, I wouldn't be surprised. I would believe that he is a serial killer.
I would love, it may be out there, but I would love a YouTube short film about Jack in the Box as a creepy serial killer. Like, just present it that way, dim lighting, him in a basement. Like, that would be hilarious to me. Jack Box is his name. Ping pong head. If you have no idea what we're talking about, you can't picture him. Person in a suit. It's an actual person wearing a black suit, red tie, big old ping pong for a head, a single line red smiley face, two blue circles for eyes. I don't even know what that is on his nose. Like, just a...
It's like a carrot that's black.
It's black. And then like a pointy sailor hat looking thing cocked off to the side that's yellow, just staring into your soul.
He is 6'8", weighs 190 pounds. His birthday is believed to be May 16th. He has a California driver's license. He was born on a cattle ranch in Colorado, later moved to Southern California where he met his blonde wife, Cricket. They now have a young son named Jack Jr.
And he is the CEO of Jack in the Box. Not in real life, thankfully.
He ran for president in 1996. He beat out Bill Clinton, Bob Dole, and Dogbert in a national independent virtual vote poll.
Well, wait, hold on. He beat Clinton?
Yep.
Well, how did that work? Because Clinton was president.
I don't know. He graduated from Ball State University.
Oh, my gosh.
Reference to his ball-shaped head. He has an entire backstory. I'm going to give him props for actually creating this guy.
Doing the work.
A real life.
Yeah.
You had to do that to make up for the way he looks.
Absolutely did. Yeah, it's just creepy. I remember, I don't watch a lot of commercials now, but I do remember him being in the commercials, and he was very sarcastic, very witty, dry. So, I mean, from a marketing standpoint, good job for them doing the work, making it funny. They obviously are leaning into the joke a lot. But, man, I wish they would have they could have made it look better.
Yeah.
They could have done a little bit better.
I think now they must just embrace the hate and go with it.
I guess
they're just leaning into it.
I mean, I guess, this was, the company was founded in the 1950s. So I'm assuming this is what like a little Jack in the Box popping out would look like. But I think it's the suit. I think it's the man.
He's been used in advertising since 1994.
Wow. Then you have the King from Burger King.
Yes. The Burger King.
Also very, very creepy. I don't have stats on him, so I don't know if you do or not.
I don't. I just have the iterations of the King.
Okay.
Over the years.
It used to be way better. That one right there, that middle one.
Middle one.
That's the winner.
Bring him back.
Yeah. Go on there and look. What year was that?
I'm trying to find it. Where did it go? I had it.
Burger King, the only one I really remember is this newest iteration. The plastic face. Again, human body, real life person below it, and a face that does not move. That's a recipe for creepiness.
And
I'm sorry.
An oversized head.
It's very oversized. And they leaned into the creepy also.
They do.
They did some commercials where it was like a king would just stare at them, and they made it look horror-ish, especially around Halloween time. So, again, props to Burger King marketing department for at least leaning into it and being self-aware. Burger King, though, does not have the advantage. You know, both of these restaurants, their food is also not great. You've said you love a Jack in the Box taco.
Yeah.
I think it's garbage. It's a trash taco.
Burger King has the worst fries.
Burger King, they used to be good. I stand by it. Early 2000s.
I have said this on multiple podcasts, and GMM a couple of weeks ago backed up that fact through some of their polling, apparently. I knew that Burger King had the worst fries. Rhett and Link kept saying, oh, no, it's got to be McDonald's.
No.
And I was like, it's easily Burger King.
Easily Burger King.
And it was.
Yeah. Burger King fries now are they're just the worst. Now they used, again, I stand by it. Early 2000s, mid 2000s, they used to be pretty good. They did something different and they decided to change it and made it worse. But hands down, all across the board, Burger King is probably going to be last in most categories for me.
Our favorite version of him, do you see what is on that picture?
Hey, look at that.
1971.
1971, man. What a year for mascots.
It's the year.
What a year. Man, have a year.
There must be something special about 1971.
I guess
I'm
so.
telling you, there was a convention and some guy somewhere got really rich convincing people to do this.
Okay. You got anything else?
I don't.
About them?
I'm ready to crown a king.
Okay. Before we get to that, though, we're going to do a little feedback.
We love hearing you talk about us. It's time for the best things about the best things. Want to hear your feedback on the show? Email feedback@bestthingspod.com or tap the link in the episode notes to send a voicemail.
Okay, you heard the lady. Go give us your feedback. Let us know what we got right, what we got wrong, what your opinion is. If we like what we hear, we'll read it. If we don't like it, then we will just not read it. Or we'll do like I did last week and go on a rant about it. That's also an option.
Yes.
It's 2023. We need 4 stars this year. Is that right?
Well, since it ends in a 3, I was just thinking 3 stars.
Oh, well, I don't want to go that low.
Okay.
Let's
3.5. Settle for 4.
Yeah. But really give us 5. We're just kidding. We want the 5 stars. We want the reviews. We want all that kind of stuff. Go do all the stuff everywhere. I'm trying to pull up this feedback. We did last week. We did the bracket on TV movie presidents, and you guys had some stuff to say about it over on the TikToks. At Daffy Monkey 1426. It's a great name. They said, I legitimately called every single one of these as you went through and agree 100%.
Hey!
Which
Monkey Daphne, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, they agreed. Bartlett won our bracket last week. So do that. Hoffson1 says W bracket. Whitmore and Bartlett are the GOATs. Man, we must have just nailed it.
We got it.
Let's see. The notorious RCC said this. I guess they typed this before they actually watched the full video. Said Jed Bartlett better win or it's a useless list. 100% agree. This one I didn't even realize till after this person said it. But at Chublaka. Okay, sorry. Chublaka, great username, by the way. Great username. Says, the fact that you agreed on every selection is impressive. I didn't realize we agreed on everything.
Did we?
Like, we queen sweep that bracket.
Oh, wow.
We agreed on every single pick. That's rare for us.
Yeah.
We never do that.
I don't know if that's ever been done in the history of the podcast.
We agreed. So thank you for the feedback.
I had one.
You had some?
Yeah, I had one. This was Ange _ from Knoxville.
Okay.
Said, designated survivor. I wanted that to be so good. I can't even remember what happened to it, but it could have been so good.
Yeah.
I also have never seen 24, like Craig.
Thank you.
I think I started it once. I don't remember what happened, but I know I would like it.
Yeah. Well, thank you. At least I'm not alone. You and me, we're the only two people probably on the planet who have not seen 24.
Yeah.
I agree, though. Designated Survivor had potential, and it just went right off the cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are we ready to bracket?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
If you want to be the best, you have to beat the rest. This is the Best Things Bracket.
We are not very far from hearing that music with basketball associated to
It's
it.
close. It's close.
And hey, Hog's trending upward. Just saying. So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yep.
Probably not. We're very realistic fans around here.
Ready to get my heart broke again.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, Aaron, you get first pick.
I get first pick this week?
You get first pick, man. I had it last week.
Woo!
Who you want with your first pick?
Oh!
There's part of me, we both saw an article that said fast food mascots ranked on how they would do in a fight.
Do you have a guess at who would win in a fight?
I didn't see that list.
Okay.
I didn't read through it.
I did. Who would you pick to win in a fight?
Oh, man. Part of me wants to say the king, but I don't know. I'm going to say the king.
You are correct, sir. They said that it was the Burger King. Secondly, they put Tony the Tiger in there.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I would remove him from this conversation.
Yeah, I would too.
Then they went with Ronald McDonald at number 3. I don't think he's number 3.
I don't think that's happening, no.
Then they put the Subway mascot, and the picture won't even load. I don't know what the Subway mascot is.
Is it Jared? Because people are just going to run away from him.
He's in jail, isn't he?
He is in jail.
He probably knows about fighting.
I think he's serving like 60 years or something like that.
Then they had Noid, Jack in the Box. Like, I would put Jack in the Box up there because I really feel like he is probably a sadistic killer.
Again, he's a serial killer. I think I'll put Harlan Sanders up there.
Get
Get a shotgun out.
Yeah. And then they have Denny's mascot. I don't.
Denny's has
I'm so frustrated.
Yeah, this
that the
website,
pictures won't
none of
load.
the pictures loaded.
So, Denny's has a mascot, and they think he could win a
no
fight.
idea.
I gotta Google it now.
As much as I would love to go that route with this bracket, it would do us a disservice. Oh my gosh!
What in the world
It's
is
a
that?
sausage
Is
link,
that
but it looks like a turd. It looks like a turd with a fedora.
I would like to retroactively enter this into the worst category as well.
Oh my
like
gosh.
somebody.
Okay.
Like somebody was like, I know a rat's pretty bad, but think about this. We could have a turd for the mascot.
Oh, future Craig, when you're editing this, can you please put up that picture? That one's worth it to go. And if for some reason I forget later, you've got to Google it, okay? You need to Google the Denny's mascot. Oh, my gosh. Are you kidding me? That looks like something from that movie Sausage Party that came out a few years ago. Okay. Anyway, we're not doing a fight just because we want to be able to crown a best. So, Aaron, your first pick on the best mascot of Fast Food'em. Who it going to be?
I'm going to take the Chick-fil-A cows.
Oh, man. I thought I was going to get away with that. That's a good first pick. I'm going to take Hamburglar.
Holy cow. Really?
Yeah, I'm going high with him.
Whoa.
That's nostalgia for me.
Give me the Colonel.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick. I should have went Colonel. Dang it. Should have went Colonel.
The people on Ranker are stupid, okay?
Are they?
They've got Wendy ranked number 2.
Oh, wow.
She wouldn't be in my top 5, I don't think.
I'm taking the Chihuahua.
Good one. Good one.
You know what we didn't mention in the worst? You remember the Quiznos little creepy
I
little
saw a
gremlin
picture of
things? That just popped in my head. Quiznos had some creepy, gremlin-y looking... They looked like they were trash underneath the counter. They looked like
Yes.
dust bunnies.
Yeah.
Okay, who is your third one?
I want, I just forgot, oven mitt. I want oven mitt.
Oh, man. Man,
Because I think oven mitt has the potential to be really, really good, Arby's. I really do.
Absolutely agree with that. Man, you're strong. You're looking really strong on this thing. I'm going to take, with my third, Wendy.
Are you really? Explain that one to me.
Just iconic. I mean, just from a purely iconic standpoint, and I'm running out of fast food mascots. Who you got? Your last one.
Okay. Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, that was going to be my next one if you didn't get it.
It would be a travesty if he did not make our bracket.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Man, this is a tough one for me. I think I'm going Caesar.
I was hoping that he would make that.
I think you're going to run away with this bracket. I do not like my choices. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm not a fan of my choices.
Maybe we agree for 2 straight episodes.
I want to fight for one of them.
Okay.
Okay. First up, Chick-fil-A cow versus Caesar. 3, 2, 1. Chick-fil-A. Hamburglar versus Ronald McDonald. Ooh.
So you've got the McDonald's matchup here.
Yeah, you've got McDonald's. All right, 3.
What is the question we're asking here?
Which one's the best? Which one's the better mascot?
Okay.
I've got an opinion. I think we're going to disagree on this.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Hamburglar.
Burglar.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I kind of wish that they would have made that the mascot, primary mascot, instead of Ronald.
You can't, though.
I mean, if you went back in time and made that switch,
How-
and you grew up with the Hamburglar as the mascot,
I don't know how that actually
it would be
works,
like
though.
Tricks or Lucky Charms, like, you know, always elusive, always wanting it and never succeeding. I think that would be the route you would take.
Okay.
Colonel Sanders versus Wendy. 3, 2, 1.
Colonel Sanders.
Colonel Harlan Sanders. My pen. I had it on erase. Oh, this is a tough matchup. The Taco Bell Chihuahua versus Oven Mitt. This is tighter than I thought. Chihuahua versus Oven Mitt. 3, 2, 1. Oven Mitt. Yeah, that's a good pick. And I agree. I think it could make a comeback. I think it should. If you had to pick one of those to return, I think it'd be Oven Mitt, don't you? Okay, Chick-fil-A versus Colonel Sanders.
Oh, man. See, this hurts me because I feel like this could be the
battle of the chickens.
final.
This is the final matchup. Yeah, it could absolutely be.
It is apropos that we have chicken beat chicken here.
Cows versus Colonel. 3, 2.
Hang on. Like, count it from 5. I'm still
my
thinking.
gosh,
I don't
okay.
know what we're doing. Okay,
5.
I feel good.
4, 3, 2, 1. Cows. Okay. Hamburglar versus Oven Mitt. 3, 2, 1. Oven Mitt. I did not. When we started this episode, I didn't see Oven Mitt in the finals.
A mascot that lasted 2 years. We've got it here as the best, but it's because of the way that Arby's marketing team and the executives mishandled this whole thing.
Right.
I feel like alone, you and I
Yeah.
have given Oven Mitt life because
Fresh life.
He was amazing. He was funny. He was hilarious, and he makes me want to eat a roast beef sandwich.
Yeah, let's go. Well, we got a decision. Chick-fil-A cows versus the Arby's roast beef, or not Arby's roast beef, Arby's Oven Mitt mascot. Tough call. Are we going to continue the Oven Mitt Cinderella story? 3, 2, 1. Chick-fil-A. I like all that build up for them to lose.
No, he's right where he needs to be.
I agree. Yeah. Next,
somebody needs to capitalize on what we're saying, and if we rerun this in a year and they do exactly what we've said and they listen to our other ideas that we're going to come up with and they look at our storyboards, because we're going to give him a backstory. He's going to have graduated from somewhere and have a family and all these other things, and then he's going to be great.
And there's going to be a National Oven Mitt Day at Arby's. If you come in wearing an oven mitt. Yeah, wear an oven mitt.
I don't know. Why are they so stupid that they've never thought of this?
Now's the time, Arby's. Come on. This is
they're probably going to rip us off. If we're lucky, we might get here's a free curly fry.
Just a single curly fry. We walk into Arby's. We brought the oven mitt back. Oh, here's your singular curly fry. And it's not even one of those tight ones. It's just a loose one that looks like a normal fry.
While you're at Arby's, if I can influence your company on another thing, you took your pickles off of the bar where you could put pickles on your sandwich.
Really?
They did. And now they have it in the back. The last time I was in Arby's, I asked for pickles, and the manager and another person was like, I don't know if we can let you have those or not. They don't come on your sandwich. I was like, I can't just have some pickles?
Wow.
And they're like, okay, we're going to go ahead and do it this one time. It's like, and then they gave me 3 slices of pickle. I wanted a whole bowl of pickles to put on my sandwich, but I got 3 slices of dill pickle.
That used to be the newspaper I used to work at. There was an Arby's right next door.
Yeah,
and that would be my lunch, and I would go in there, and that was the best part of going to Arby's is because they had the little condiment counter.
Yeah, you had peppers and
you had the banana peppers and you get all the different sauces.
Yes.
And that was the best part.
Now they're guarding them like it's a Fort Knox.
Goodness. Okay,
but they lost.
They did lose.
Chick-fil-A won. We haven't even mentioned the fact that they won the bracket.
It's because we're admiring the Cinderella story. That's what it is.
We are
the Cinderella story. The cows live on. They are currently here.
The cows came home.
Okay,
they've made it into the corral. Do cows live in a corral? I think that's what you call it.
I mean,
I'm a real rancher.
Yeah, you're a real farm-like guy over here.
Hey, I'm gonna go get me one of them Arby's 10-gallon hats and ride a cow, or I don't guess you ride cows either.
Ride cows. You could tip them over.
Cow tipping. There we go. I'm gonna do that in my 10-gallon Arby's hat.
Let's battle it.
It may be the best thing today, but is it the best thing of all time? It's time for the best thing battle.
Okie dokie. We got a 2-time defending champion Valentine's Day trip versus the Chick-fil-A cows. I think I know which one's going to win. I don't really know that it's that close, but
sorry, ladies.
We're going to count. 3, 2, 1. Valentine's Day trip. Yeah, that one was a no-brainer there. We didn't have to spend a lot of time on that one. 3-time.
Oh, we're nearing the
getting there.
Nearing that Hall of Fame.
I didn't see that one coming, but it's sneaking up on us.
Like a creepy Jackbox serial killer.
So Chick-fil-A cows, you had your brief 14 seconds, and we didn't even talk about you that much.
No. We talked about the lovable losers instead.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You got anything else?
That's
good. That's good. So good. Hey, if you made it to the end of the episode, you are our friends. I don't know.
Probably so. They're the only ones who actually ever get, and our moms. They get there. Well, your dad has some nice things to say occasionally. He's like, hey, I listen to you guys when I'm driving.
Hey, listen, every episode, Lauren ignores it.
She does.
She's never listened.
My wife was listening to it. She was texting me the other day. We were apart, and she was texting me. She was like, I forget something that happened funny on the last episode. Oh, it was my...
we should remember it. It's rare that something funny happens.
It was. I was like, I know, I was there. I said it. She's texting me play-by-play of what's happening on the podcast. I'm like, I actually lived this moment.
I'm from the past also.
I'm from the past, but I better not run off one of our listeners.
Oh man, we got to do a comedians episode soon.
Yeah.
That was a bigly reference that I'm from the future also.
I'm from the future also.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, that'll do it then. for today. Go eat some fast food at some point. I need to lay off the fast food, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
This kid coming has got me eating junk. Did you notice that, or did y'all do better than we did?
Man, I can't even remember 2 months ago. that was like 2 years ago.
That's true. Okay, that'll do it for the best things. I'm Craig.
I'm Aaron.
Moo! We'll talk to you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Best Things Podcast. If you liked today's episode, subscribe and leave us a review wherever you're listening now. And remember, connect with us on the socials at Best Things Pod, and you may hear your take on an upcoming episode.